YouTube? It's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and today it's time for another clutch update. These are some of my favorite videos because I literally just get to show off my balls, and that obviously makes me happy. But it really is. These really are, you know, sometimes they probably seem a little mundane. I know Kurt's like, dude, give me something a little more challenging than this every now and then. But the fact is, this is a part where I get to show off. It's like a farmer showing off his crop, right? I get a few minutes to show off what I've got, what I've made, what I'm proud of, what I like. And so I always like doing these clutch updates. They're one of my favorite videos to do because of that. Now, next two we're going to be doing, they were some of our smaller clutches of the year. Well, one's about normal size. One was pretty small. But before we get to rolling on it, I want to show you the parents. First up would be the male. That is Odin, our banana. And next up would be our female. Now, this girl, you're going to swear, Matt, she didn't lay this year, because she's already massive, but she laid this year, and that is our black pastel. Now, this is the second year we paired them, so I'm going to give you a kind of a preview of what you could end up with one of the adults here, and that was this guy. This is our baby from last year, which is a banana black pastel, and you can see why we repeated that combo. This is just an amazing, amazing snake. Now, we didn't get a ton of these like we did last year, so that part kind of sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, this was definitely the goal. Oh, hi there, little darling. You want to go back in your house? Come on. Get on it. There you go. I know. And you can just see what that black pastel influence does to the banana. One, it's going to increase the freckles as they age. There's no way around it. But two, look at how much more purple and lavender comes out on this snake than this snake. And that is what I love about that pairing. You know, and then, yeah, they're just amazing. So the colors, it just kind of amplifies this. And this was such a good base with all the oranges to use for this that we got a really nice example. But I wanted to show you that because if you were to pick up these as babies, they don't look quite like that. And last year I couldn't show what the adult would look like because I just didn't have any adults. Well, this year I kind of do, so I was able to show it. He is actually going to breed for us next season. Super stoked about that. All right, on to babies, right? Because that's what we're here for. And we're going to start it off with, seems like we start a lot of clutches this way this year, with 180701, and that is this little jewel right here. That is a normal. And again, when you're breeding, unless you're breeding supers, you're going to have some of these. It's just the way it is. Has a really neat head pattern on it. It's a really cool looking snake. So it's a little bit on the darker side of the normals, but the belly on it, if you can see that, is pretty cool. Of course, smart of you. Is a really cool looking belly. I really like that kind of patterning going on in there. And just for giggles, let's see if it'll let me look under the hood what sex it is. And you can see right there, looks to be a little girl. So we have a female normal there, 180701. Brings us to 180702. And this is a screaming nice example of black pastel right there. You can really see it. You can see the pattern, the colors, how dark the darks are, and then of course all the craziness going on there. So this is a really nice black pastel. I love hatching these. This is a morph that when I first got into ball pythons I wasn't overly impressed with because I kind of found it hard to see. And that one, boy howdy. That one I think is a little female. You're seeing two little points there. You notice they're pink. They're not red. And when I took pressure off my thumb, they weren't retracting back in, which tells me it's probably just some scent glands and it's not actually a hemipene. That's definitely what I'm going to want to check again before I would ever ship it to anybody. But memory serves, actually this entire clutch is female with the one exception, and that's this guy right here, 1807. Not to mention, 180702 I ain't shipping for right now anyway because it's kind of with us. And this is a black pastel banana, so you can see how low it is on freckles to start. You got a little spot showing there, and a little spot showing there, and maybe one right there, but it's going to get those freckles you see. And you can just see how much lavender's in there, in that pattern, and in that head. Beautiful snakes. These really have become one of my favorite simple combos to make. We eventually will be letting go of this guy. Of course, all these snakes we make available, just like this one, will be available for Patreon first. As a matter of fact, it goes available to them after we make this video. We'll do an update for them. But, so if you're not on there, you should be, because it gives you a chance. I mean, we're a small breeder. We're not going to have 1,000 snakes. And I do not import through Olympus and sell, and I don't do that. So what I hatch is what I have available, and so Patreon's definitely why we decided to do that. One of the reasons. But God, I love this snake, man. This guy, somebody's going to get an amazing animal with this when the time comes. As my black pastel banana has grown, I find it's one of the snakes I look at them, open the cage, and just go, damn, I'm good. So I really do like those. Kurt, you got anything you want to add about those black pastel bananas? No? See, he's such a great helping me sell stuff. Anything you want to add? No. That brings us to 1807-04. This is another very nice example of a black pastel, and you can just see the colors in there. The camera's not going to pick up everything in these. There's hints of almost orangish undertone going on in the lines I don't think you'll see. So I can get it to unfold a little bit. Maybe. So you can see the head, and there's that dark head on there. And again, this one's a female, I remember. I'll show you the difference for those of you who haven't really done any sexing of baby snakes. See that? It's all white. You can see those two little points, they stay. That's how a female looks. I'll show you a male really quick. Mostly because it gives me another chance to show off this guy, right? And again, this is from a male maker banana, so he will be a male maker. And I did sex him just in case. You know, I'm not one who just assumes, because last year we actually did hit a female. I sexed like 100 times. And there, you see how that popped out? It's got a little bit of color to it. If I take my thumb off, it rolls back in, comes back out, rolls back in, comes back out. See, that's how you can tell it's a male. That movement is a dead giveaway. It is possible to miss sex snakes. It's going to happen. Anytime you breed, you're going to do it eventually. It's unfortunately, they're usually a missed sex, saying they're a female and they end up being a male because the meat are smaller, just didn't evert. You know, and if that ever happens, I mean, we'll do our best to make it right. Depending on how we want to do that and how the customer wants to do it. And this is another little normal. And again, you can see, little girl. But this one's a lot brighter than the first normal. So if you're wanting to use, start fresh and you wanted something that was going to have some bright coloration, this is a great way to start. If you wanted to go kind of darker, I would recommend the other normal, because, again, what you do here makes a difference. Breeding is so much more than just putting two snakes together that have, you can do that and you'll make combos, but you're not going to necessarily have the same results you want. So picking your animals for breeding based on the intricacies and just the slight differences in color, shade, for your bases makes a huge difference. You always people say quality in, quality out. That's what they're talking about. It's not as simple as just throwing two snakes together. It's throwing the right two snakes together. That's what it really is. Don't you bite me. And again, this was not a clutch where we killed the odds on. So we have another little normal. This one you can see is a lot pissier than the other two. It's just a little more angry at the world. And again, like we've talked about many times, when you're dealing with angry snakes, but you can't see, I have a hand off camera kind of keeping that right here, keeping that thing on point, but I can also just come from this end and just cover it right up. I didn't have to touch it. And look, we kind of changed our attitude. I can do it again. I can actually sit there then and just kind of cover it. I'm not putting pressure, I'm not squeezing it, and then you have it balled up. So you can control that attitude. Scare you off of this snake at all, or any other snake for that matter. Someone's going to yell at me now, "You're so mean!" And again, little girl. So, and again, this is kind of a crazy, crazy pattern normal. Look at that. So what I would use this normal for, and its colors probably on the brighter side, but because its pattern is so funky, I would be throwing this into pattern morphs, like, black pastel for one. This would go good with. It'd go good with like your lesser type stuff, I think, because you're changing the pattern. You already have a crazy pattern. It'd go really good with blitz. Those type of things would be where I would push the snake to be if it was me. But that's where I'm at on that. All right, guys, that is 1807-06, and that is the entire clutch. I do, if memory serves, remember this being and some of those are still a little bit small yet. Remember this being a 7-egg clutch, but unfortunately, this was a clutch that when we did the cutting, memory serves, we had the dead baby. And you're going to have that. We do that for full disclosure. And I'll be straight up with you guys and tell you everything that I do and everything that happens. I can tell you right now, in my incubator, we have got a total of, 17 we've done through so far, Kurt? Yeah. 17 clutches either hatched or laid. So some are still cooking, some are out. And out of those 17 clutches, we've had that one dead baby. We've had one egg that I should have never even kept. I mean, I kept it because I couldn't be 100% sure, but it didn't candle, that went bad. And then we've had 2 eggs that were fertile that have gone bad on us. So that's been our result so far. I would say that I've lost 3 that I don't think I should have lost, but I don't think I should lose any. And you're always going to have that when you breed. And that's out of probably, I don't know, 17 clutches. I know our average is right at 7 eggs a clutch, 7 viable eggs a clutch, not counting slugs. So that's out of like 100 and, help me out, 100 will be 70 on 10, and 7 times 7, about 120 roughly eggs. So all in all, can't complain. We always shoot to be better and better and better than what we were before. But that's kind of how it works. We'll do an update at the end of the year showing everything we did. So as far as that breeding number goes. Kurt, any questions before I hop off of here?
No.
All right, guys, we're going to get off here. If you're not on Patreon, you should be, because I'm making these guys available to them right now. And unfortunately, though, if you jump on now, you have to wait a few clutches to get in on the game, because you got to be a paid member at least 1 month before you can get that early purchase. But go check out our Patreon, because we still have a lot of stuff to go there. All right, catch you guys later.